You ever notice how no one really talks about the American dream anymore? Like somewhere along the way we traded that phrase in for something softer. Now it's all about security, job benefits, 401ks, your retirement. When I was growing up, the American dream meant owning something, starting something, putting your name on the damn door. How's everyone doing today? I'm Jesse, retired Infantry Paratrooper, multiple combat deployments. I own a Jiu-Jitsu academy here in Alaska with my friends. Husband of 21 years, father of 2 kids, and yeah, I still train, I still teach. That's because iron sharpens iron. But this video is not all about training, okay? It's about something a little deeper than that. It's about building. And I'm not talking about some motivational poster crap, I'm talking about the hard truth. A man that doesn't build something will collapse inward. It might not be a business, it might be a body, it might be a mission. But it has to be real, and it has to be his. See, we forget our own history. This country was founded by builders. We'd love to call them founding fathers, but they were entrepreneurs, blacksmiths, investors, inventors, fighters, and farmers. They didn't sit in offices, they took risks. They started things, they made things. They were producers, not just consumers. George Washington owned a damn distillery. Ben Franklin ran a print shop and basically invented electricity. Paul Revere was a silversmith, but these weren't just bureaucrats, they were all men who built. And you were born for that too. I don't care what your job is now. I don't care what you've been through. If you're a man, especially a father or a husband with a bunch of people depending on you, then you're designed to build. And when you don't, that's when the quiet rot sets in. That's when you start to go numb. That's when you start to drink too much, when you zone out, when you start snapping at your family, you feel disconnected from your kids, when all the days start to blur together, you're not enjoying your time. Because deep down, your soul, you know you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You are here to create, to bring something into the world that did not exist until you made it. I made more mistakes than I can count, but I sleep good at night. I look my kids in the eye, I show up for my wife, I put on a gi and I get choked by 16-year-old kids and I laugh about it. Because I know I'm walking the path of a builder. There's no substitute for that in our society. And let me say this clearly for those guys in the back, those guys who are hesitating, they're scared of failing. Failure is a part of the process. It's not a red light, it's a rite of passage. And Jiu-Jitsu taught me that. Business taught me that. You tap out, you learn, you get back in. There's no skipping the part where you suck. The only way you stay stuck in that rut is if you let fear decide for you. Same with a business. You might screw up your first venture. Hell, I've screwed up several already. Most of us do. You might spend too much, price too low, overthink your logo, undercharge, or realize 3 months in that you hate what you're doing. Cool. Switch, do something else. You didn't fail, you learned what you didn't like. So stop sitting around thinking about starting something and get after it while you're training. And here's the kicker, your first business, your first gig, it's pretty much bound to fail, but maybe not. Tons of people make it, especially if you already like what you're doing, you already do it as a job and you're already trained. If you got a good personality, if you listen, if you're good at following up with people, shaking hands and building personal relationships, that's a real superpower. And I'm gonna tell you what, Jiu-Jitsu builds that in people. That's why I tell people to train, it will guide them. You're tired, you're getting smashed, you're losing rounds, guess what? Learn how to stay calm, adjust, and move smart. And that's the exact same thing that you're gonna deal with whenever you're making decisions, when you're dealing with unhappy customers, because you're selling something to someone, right? You don't panic, you breathe, you adapt. And on the flip side, business is gonna teach you how to handle life, just like Jiu-Jitsu does. It's gonna teach you how to budget more, how to communicate, right? It's teach you how to organize, how to plan long term, and that's real leadership. If you've got kids, they're gonna be watching all this. They're gonna be watching how you handle the pressure, how you bounce back, how you carry yourself when things don't go your way. You stop thinking you have to be perfect before you start. Fail fast, learn faster, and just keep building, keep moving forward, right? Sometimes it's not always a business, sometimes it's just yourself. You gotta build yourself, your foundation. That's why I always say get out and train. I don't care if you're building your side hustle, a podcast, you're making a video like me, just grab the wheel. Don't be a passenger anymore. Take control, right? And that's when the clouds really start to lift. That's when your brain starts working. That's when you're laying in bed excited about the next day, the things you want to do instead of the things you don't want to do, right? You're going to figure it out. You just got to keep going. It's going to be hard at first. You're going to be foggy. You're going to be groggy. Things aren't going to work out. But you're going to feel defeated. It's going to happen. In businesses, that's the modern warfare for the people that aren't on the battlefield. You think entrepreneurship's soft? No. That's where a man can test himself outside of the cage. You got deadlines, customers, marketing, money on the line, pressure, you need to pivot, right? Success and failure, it's all there. And the best part, you don't need anyone's permission to start. You just need to move. Let me ask you this. If you died tomorrow, what would your children inherit? What would you leave to your wife? A pile of old tools and stories? That's not going to take them very far. Or a business they can step into, something you guys built together, something you've taught them. That's why I started landscaping when I was younger. I'd hoped to make it something for my children, but I grew tired of doing that. Then I joined the military, right? My very first business ever was a landscaping business, and it did fairly well, right? But what I didn't have was team building skills, leadership skills. I didn't have those, so I couldn't expand more than what I could do and more than what a couple of people can do. I didn't understand about hiring good help. I didn't understand how to lead from the front, lead by example. But here's the thing, most men will never learn these things. They'll never learn to lead from the front. Why? Because they're too scared of failure. They're too scared of looking stupid in front of whatever friends they have. They're scared of failing in public. And they're scared to admit deep down that they want more. Well, I hear people say it all the time, I'm happy with what I got. Most people, I don't believe them. There's a few out there, I totally believe them. But most people, I don't believe that. The only real failure in life is playing it safe until it's too late and looking back. I know some of you are thinking, well, Jess, you're a fighter, you're a veteran, you're different. I wasn't that different before then, right? I went through these experiences to give myself different ways to look at things, right? A different lens, a different pair of glasses to put on. I've seen guys with PTSD, criminal records, broken marriages, and all turn it around because they built something. And I've seen most of them training in Jiu-Jitsu, but I've seen several in the military. They focus themselves, they refocus their lives, they focus on building a foundation inside themselves, and then they expand outwards. But something I'm just not hearing a lot, and I talk to people, and it surprises me, I guess, is they're not looking to open their own businesses. They're not looking to move forward. They're not looking to, not looking to get promoted. They're not looking for that American dream. And to me, I guess it means something different to everyone. But to me, it's always meant owning something, owning things. Not just for me, but for the family, building something to leave when I'm gone. I'm just telling you, it only takes one spark, one decision, one domain name, and one yes. Take baby steps, but get out there and do it. You don't have to leap all in. You hear these people talking all the time about jump in, do this, do that. Like, you don't have to do that. Take small steps. Check it out. See if you like it before you commit your life savings to something. But I promise you, no one else is going to hand you a business. No one else is going to hand it to you. So here's what you got to do. Don't just like this video. I need you to share it. I want you to act. I want you to come back and drop a comment and tell me what you did. I want to know. I want to know what you're going to do. When you register that LLC, buy those domain names, I want you to send it. I want you to run some Facebook ads, I want you to run some Instagram ads, whatever you're doing. Set up those landing pages, set up the Facebook page, set up the Instagram page, right? Those are all landing pages. I don't know what other people call them, but your business needs to have a page for everything, okay? The world doesn't need more quiet men. It needs builders, it needs owner, and it needs you. And if you're a jiu-jitsu guy, you already know the drill. We suffer to grow. We struggle to level up. We fail daily so we can win in the long run. Business is the same. And you're already equipped. You are. You've just been sitting on your sword. Now it's time to pull it out and get after it. So if this hit you, if you feel the fire from this, right? If you feel a little motivated, I just want you to drop a comment and tell me. If you feel like, hey, I want to do something. And if you have any questions, just ask me. But I'm telling you right now, ChatGPT, $20, get your subscription. ChatGPT will guide you to everything. If you're not playing around with AI, you're wrong. This isn't a dream. This is a war. And you were born for it. Your ancestors survived. They fought, sometimes probably ran and hid. All right? I'm Jesse, retired infantry paratrooper, owner, builder, fighter, husband, father, and I'm a free man.